Welcome to another episode of Black Eye Platinum, where I platinum review games you may or may not heard of while showcasing gameplay. This is Ro here with Platinum 137, Sea of Stars. This is an indie game that was completely slept on, and I won't lie, I slept on it too, just based on the fact that it's like pixelated and not your traditional, 3D game. But that's why I'm here to tell you why this game should or should not be on your list. Now, let's get into the game, the story, and everything else in between. So, firstly, this game took me roughly around 78 hours to beat. Yeah, it's a pretty big RPG, especially if you're trying to clean up everything and platinum it. You have to beat the game to get the actual ending, right? So, in order for you to get the real ending to platinum the game, you have to at least beat it once. Okay. Now, the game is set in like this, I guess it's like a different world where the main characters are these I wouldn't say brother and sisters because they were born on 2 different days, but they're not related in any way. But one is like a moon child and a sun child, and you get to choose who you want to play as. It has nothing to do with the story if you choose either or, so it all comes together. But you choose either the sun child or the moon child, and they have a friend named Garl who is pretty significant. I won't lie, at first I thought Garl was just going to be like that cliche friend, but no, these characters and their stories pretty touching. I won't lie, they did their thing when it comes to storytelling with this game. So fast forward time, after doing training, they're set on a mission to become these solstice warriors, and they basically have to stop these world eaters. So they're going on a quest to stop the world eaters and figure out how to save the world. And throughout this whole journey, they're meeting friends, enemies. You got a lot of boss fights, and this is like your traditional RPG. Like if you ever played like the old style Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, or any of those games, you're gonna feel right at home. And again, the art style is probably threw off a lot of people, but do not fret. The art style, the gameplay, the story itself, fantastic. So the art style, after I got over that little hump, because I'm used to traditional 3D games, it was pretty dope, especially like the boss fights. The boss fights were pretty memorable. These little cutscenes that they have was pretty dope as well. I enjoyed every single one. I always tell myself if a game is really good, if I'm not skipping cutscenes, and I didn't skip anything. I sat here and watched every cutscene. I saw all the dialogue, and I was actually like I got attached to some of the characters, which was good because it was some big pivotal plot twists and big pivotal moments where if you wasn't invested in the characters, it wouldn't have hit the same. And everything that they did, like it all matters what happens in the game. Like literally, there's like a questionnaire at the end of the game to see if you paid attention. So that's a good way to know if the game, stuck with you. And in order for you to get the platinum, you have to do those questions. And the story and all the things that happened, it wasn't over convoluted. There were side quests to bring it all together with some of the side characters. It wasn't too many characters. Like they even counted how many characters they have when you get to the very end. So there isn't too many side characters, which is really dope for an RPG. And I was able to actually be like, okay, cool, I like this character, I like this main character, and that really stuck because it is an indie game, but the indie game definitely felt like a high budget game that was just crunched together. Now, as far as gameplay, this is the greatest thing about this game. If you ever played Mario and Luigi, yes, those like the DS and Game Boy games like Superstar Saga, Bowser's Inside Story, any of those, you will feel right at home. It is tick for tack just like it. Timing based, you get MPs, which is basically like your magic moves, and then you get your physical moves. And depending on how to explain this, depending on the lock itself is like, if you look right here, it was like a sword and a hammer, and then it might be like a poison, or it might be like a little orb. That's based on the character and their power. So one character might be able to do poison damage, and one character might be able to do mystic damage or hammer damage. And if you do that while the enemy is loading, you can prevent them from making that move in that turn. That's really dope because it makes you really want to think instead of just barraging and throwing out moves. And then you got like combos. You do it a few times, you get these combos where you and another character work together to do an attack. Like let's say one character does sun damage, Zale, and then you got another character that does like poison damage, where y'all can work together to do both for an enemy that needs both to stop its lock. Really dope. And then the super moves, shout out to Final Fantasy, the super moves that you get, the ultimate, oh man, I enjoyed every single one. I would lie if I lied and said every single one of them was good. One of them, I'm not gonna say who, one of them was very underwhelming, especially how dope the character is. It was very underwhelming. for their ultimate, because everyone else's ultimate was fantastic. Like I just showed you one of them. Here's another one with Valerie with her moon. Yeah, it's pretty cool to get it all up and then use it. And then here's my favorite one, Tails. Oh man, it's like something out of Dragon Ball. Really, really dope. I mean, you got the Super Saiyan hairstyle, and then you got the giant fireball. It's like the what was it? The friendship bomb? Yeah, yeah. When you fought against Boo. And then for the platinum, here's some of the side quest things you have to do. So there's this little game made by the watchmaker where it's like you have to collect all the figurines and you have to beat all the champions in order to face her to get the trophy. It was actually pretty cool. I wouldn't even say it's a gimmick because it is luck based. It's literally timing luck based. I think it's pretty cool. I enjoyed the game itself. Then of course you got fishing. It's not that hard. The game has backtracking, but it literally there's like you have to get these rainbow conches, and when you get enough of the rainbow conches, you can get this parrot that shows you each location how much treasures. You got to collect all the treasures, the rest of the rainbow conches, and all the other stuff is left on the map. So that was really good. You at least be able to like track everything once you get enough rainbow conches. So I would say pay attention to those so you can get that later on instead of having to backtrack and find all of them all over again. And then here it is with the questionnaire, like I told you about. You do this, let you know if you actually pay attention to the game or just look up a guide. So overall, I'll probably give this game a solid 8. It is a really great indie game, and people talk really good about it. It just didn't sell, crazy because it's a small game, but I would be very, very excited to see a part 2. This was a really good sleeper that I enjoyed, and I spent a lot of hours in, and I definitely recommend it to other people. So thank you for looking at my channel. Come back if you want to see more reviews. Peace.